Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Sarcastically Optimistic podcast. I'm very happy to see you here, and I'm very glad to be here. And I hope you had a great weekend. I hope that it was restful, and I hope that you're looking forward to this upcoming week. I hope it's fantastic, magnificent, phenomenal in all ways. And, if you had a great day, I hope you had a great day. And if you had a, less than great day, I do hope that that there are better days coming and that you got this. Just keep pushing, keep being who you are, and keep going. So that is your daily reminder. So, welcome to the Sarcastically Optimistic podcast. Why was this podcast created? It wasn't for the sake of me. It was for the sake of allowing this avenue of you putting your thoughts and hopefully, knowing that you're not alone in any sort of way in the journey of life that we are all partaking in. Although our roads will cross and maybe never will, we don't know. Just know that your path is unique in its own right? No one path is the same. And you are a strong person and you can just keep putting one foot in front of the other. So Sarcastically Optimistic was created in order to hopefully make people feel not alone, to feel that they are part of something bigger, right? There is a purpose out there for you. If you're in the need of searching for it, it's gung-ho, go ahead, go search for that purpose, but just know that there is a purpose for you being here, and that is a message that I feel like I haven't really put across in a while. So just know that your purpose is out there. Just keep searching, keep doing what you're doing, and sometimes your purpose will find you. And this podcast was created for affirmation purposes, of course, just here being your big buddy right here for you, and just to re-clarify that life is best spent, talking about what's going in our heads rather than just kind of keeping it to ourselves, because I know that we're living in a society where, we like to internalize a lot of things, and sometimes we don't have anyone to talk to. And going through life, I feel like I didn't have that, resource of which to feel I wasn't alone. Although I had many, many loved ones that really helped me with that. So I just hope that this podcast will act as that loved one for you as you are going about your journey and going about your path, and kind of understanding that you are amazing in your own right, in your own unique way. And that is not a bad thing. Being unique is what this world needs right now, because we have a lot of people that are just copy and pasted. So enough with that. Sorry about that. That was a very long-winded description of this entire podcast, which I have kind of explained many, many times over. And I feel like the description has been drastically evolving as we've been going forward together. And a lot has happened. It's great. Since we last talked, I became a year older. Not that the last episode was a year ago, but yeah, I reached my quarter life on last Friday. And it's great. I mean, I haven't felt the age hit me yet, which is great. I feel still energized. Coffee is my friend in that regard. And I feel more loved than ever before, which is, I don't know. I don't know about you, but it's a great feeling. Man, I say great a lot. Sorry. I'll dumb it down. Okay, so I want to keep today's episode really short, simple, and clean, is the way you look in. Any Kingdom Hearts fans out there? Anyways, so I just want to keep today's episode kind of succinct. I just want to get to the point, because one, it's kind of late. I always procrastinate on these things. I always say make a plan, and I don't know if I've ever described the process of which these episodes are written, but I basically write out what the description is, and then all of a sudden I change it, probably right before I record, which can get tedious at times, but I do, hopefully everyone does value that everything on this podcast is spoken from the heart, and it's not written down. I'm not reading off a prompt or anything. As you can tell by my eye tracking, I'm like looking everywhere because I'm trying to piece as I go, like piece this together, and hopefully that hopefully it feels genuine and it's not coming from like a place of welcome to the Sarcastically Optimistic podcast, so I really do enjoy talking with you guys, having this conversation with you all. And what the point of today is just a reminder. And I feel like a lot of people need this daily thing, because I personally do as well, is that we undervalue action. And action is a huge word pressing the action button in a game and things like that. And sometimes we kind of brush it off to the side. And the reason why we do that is because we tend to procrastinate a lot, meaning that we don't really take action until we think that the perfect time or the perfect day will come. But just know that there is no perfect time, there is no perfect day for the important things that are going to happen in your life, right? You have to start somewhere. And even if it's, a very little action, an action is an action, right? Like we talked about in a previous episode, that it's more important to be consistently good than occasionally great. You can't just be waiting and waiting until kind of the perfect circumstances and parameters to be surrounding you in order for you to take action in your own life, right? So I just wanted to kind of reclarify that we are all living in this life that has a lot of outlets. There's a lot of things to do. But if you're just sitting there and allowing yourself to just observe what the world is, doing, and just not taking action yourself and just allowing everything around you to unfold naturally, because it will naturally unfold, you're not doing yourself any justice, because you are capable of many, many things. As they say, that the stardust that moves mountains, that all the stars and everything around us is created from, is within all of us, right? That magic, that big magic that Elizabeth Gilbert was talking about in the book Big Magic. So know that you are capable of anything that you put your mind to, which is a line from, yes, Back to the Future at the end. Marty McFly's dad says that. You are capable of anything that you put your mind to, and also your heart to, because the heart is really going to get you far in life, knowing what you love and what you don't love, right? And the love really is what kind of puts you on the map. And just know that all the things that kind of give you fear, right? You're fearful of doing, whether it be taking a leap of faith and opening a business, or taking a leap of faith or an investment on yourself, right? Things that, like, maybe going to the gym and, it's like, I don't want people looking at me, and things like that. And that's a real anxiety inducing circumstance. And I do feel that too as well sometimes. Just know that some of the things that we fear greatly are the things that are could potentially be most important to us. So let me say that again, because I was tripping up a bit. I don't know why. The things that put a lot of fear into us, right? The ones that have very unnatural amount of fear whenever we think about it, may potentially be the most important to us. Whether, again, going back to the gym example, going to the gym and you're kind of scared of what people are thinking, just know that when people are at the gym, they only kind of they're in the zone, right? They're like kind of in themselves. And as you should be, like, you shouldn't be worrying about hopefully wandering eyes and things like that, and God forbid, right? Because there are, some people that are like that at gyms. But just do your own thing. You are in your own lane. You are, again, on this path that is unique to you. And, if you are sitting at home wondering about, like, the perfect workout and constructing that before you enter that gym, right? Like, and you never reach that gym because you are just too busy preparing and planning and things like that, right? You can prepare all you want, but if you're not going to take action for the things that you want to do, nothing is going to happen. And like Einstein is saying, if you, convince a fish like he can fly over and over again and expect him to, fly, but they really can't, they're going to feel less about themselves, because you're giving them circumstances that they don't believe. And it's kind of saying that, if you are repeating the same things and expecting something different, if you're repeating the same bad habits or repeating the same actions that don't help you, and you expect to change in a positive way, in a good way, it's not going to happen, right? Like eating junk food, right? And you're like, why am I not losing weight? Like, repeating the same things, in this case, that don't benefit you, and you expecting a positive result, it is probably, it's kind of maniacal. You shouldn't be expecting it, right? So this is the message that I want to put across right away, is that yes, we are all, when you step out that door, are going out into battle, the battle of life. There are a lot of ups and downs. There's a lot of sideways things that's going to happen to you. And hopefully, we are privileged to be living in a time that is more privileged than many years before. And you, when you walk out that door, are walking into the battle of life. And know that you remaining inside yourself or in the house and just, actively preparing and not taking action, right? Like, you are holding your shield and your sword as you go out of that door, and you're understanding that we're all kind of battling our own issues. We're battling the issues of our workplace and things like that, and we are hopefully taking action on things that we do care about, right? And you are preparing for those said things, but don't spend all of your time preparing, because you are going to get lost in preparing and preparing and preparing again, hoping for the perfect circumstance, which doesn't exist. And there's a quote that goes that it is better to go to battle with a dull sword throughout life, as opposed to spending your entire life in a cave just sharpening it. Because what is the point of a sharpened sword without experiencing what it feels like to go out to battle, than actually just jumping where you are and just going into battle and kind of learning as you go. So take action in the things that really matter to you, whether that be constructing a plan, right? Plan your days or plan events and time with family members or friends and people that you care about and that care about you. So those are things that you have to just actively do. Don't get lost in the mix of planning and getting lost in your head, because if you give yourself enough time, you are going to give yourself you're going to give yourself reasons not to be doing that said thing, and you could potentially be kind of suppressing something that could potentially benefit you. So I just want to hopefully drop a book. There's a very important book, I'd say, but it can be condensed down in literally a couple sentences. It's a great book. So it's from a woman named Mel Robbins. She's a public speaker. She's a business person. I want to say entrepreneur, because she's also selling her books and things like that. But she has this book called The 5-Second Rule. And what it basically says is that you should start adopting this practice of, if you are greeted with a wall in which you are about to, let's say you're about to take a cold shower. Cold showers aren't fun, and you want to jump into it, and your body's if you just stare at the water, it's not going to get any warmer unless you turn the knob, of course. But if you're really trying to make yourself to do cold showers, which are, have some proven benefits, she recommends that if you're at the face of fear, you're at the face of something that you really, really don't want to do, but for a fact that's going to benefit you. And for some of us, that's even exercise, right? Counting down from 5, that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown really helps, prepare yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, whatever. But it kind of helps your body have a timer in which it just has to jump in, has to take that leap of faith, that action that could potentially help in the long run, right? So I do take cold showers. I just adopted it again after a long time, and it's been really beneficial. It really wakes you up in the morning as well. And I do use the 5-second rule, because I feel like, pushing myself to go into that cold water is not as gratifying as, counting down, because, I give myself time to prepare, my body time to prepare. I love it enough to be giving it that time. So the 5-second rule is a good one. She's very obsessed with the number 5, I'd say, Mel Robbins. So that is called the 5-second rule. Again, counting down from 5 and just preparing yourself for action. It's action that could potentially benefit you. So another one that she does is a habit called the high five habit. And what is a high five habit? Excuse me. I don't know why I'm tripping up today, but what is the high five habit? It's exactly what you're thinking of. And it's also another book that can be condensed down in like a few sentences. What it basically means is that, or what it entails is, whenever you look in the mirror, you're looking at yourself. You're looking at many aspects of yourself. If you ever thought about, like, who is looking at you, right? Like, who is behind your eyes looking into you, and which is like a meditative practice, I think. So the reason why I butchered that is because, I didn't go that far into the session. But when you look in the mirror, the high five habit says that you should put your hand up and high five yourself in the mirror, because it's just reaffirming that you, yourself, and you are one person, and that you're all in this together, right? Like, all aspects of yourself, you are going full into yourself, and you want to support yourself. So that high five habit is it's very strange, yes, to think about, but it is a form of self-love, as she proposes in her book. And that it is something that, most of us lack on a day-to-day basis, that, we don't give ourselves credit and enough credit for things that we do accomplish. And we do brush aside a lot of things that are important to us and who we are as people. So I just want to let you know that that is a habit that she also recommends. I personally have not tried it before. I'm pretty sure, just thinking about it, it will look weird. And she does clarify that it does feel weird at first. That, if you do need that love in the morning, you can do your Superman pose, whatever, but giving yourself a high five in the mirror would, help more than it doesn't. So again, the 5-second rule, which is counting down from 5, preparing yourself for action, ensuring that you're taking action on things that you know for a fact will help you, right? That will benefit you, and not taking too much time to prepare and not taking all of your time to prepare, right? Sometimes you just have to do it, just like Shia LaBeouf says. And the high five habit, meaning that you go in the morning to your reflection and you're like, high five, buddy. We got this today. So those are the two books. Again, those are two separate books. Those are two whole books, but I just summarized it for you. You're welcome. So I just wanted to keep it really short today. Again, this is your reminder to take action on those things that would potentially benefit you, whether it be exercising, whether it be, taking that. I talked to a friend who was like hesitant about like an audiobook subscription. This video is not sponsored by Audible, by the way. Audible, shout out. But, if it's going to benefit you, investing in yourself should be the main priority, right? And audiobooks are a beautiful way of, again, like auditorily, like listening. Auditorily is not a word, it's auditory. Having those books that would benefit you and potentially give you a newer perspective on something that you originally thought of as something else, right? And it gives new perspectives on common things and a lot of good ideas. So again, taking action on yourself is very important. And I just want to let you know that you have to give yourself enough self-love to take those respective steps, right? Just one foot in front of the other. It doesn't have to be a huge stride forward in one day. That is not sustainable. Little steps at a time, right? A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. And it's always going to be like that. But if you never take the single step and you allow yourself that time to fester and think of all the reasons why you shouldn't be doing it, right, then you're never going to end up doing it probably. And you're going to, reach the end of your life or the latter end of your life regretting that you never took the decision in the first place. So just want to remind you that you are loved in every sort of way by the correct people. You have met everyone that you need to in this chapter of your life currently during this time that you're listening to this. And I just want to let you know that you're loved in every form, in different forms by different people, right? There will be people that play around with you and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the person that matters most that you need to be loved by is yourself. You have to understand that you have to take action on the things that, yes, they do provide fear at first, but it's going to give you everything that you need to beneficially, right? You are going to have those habits that, sleeping early or, getting 8 hours of sleep every day, or even the littlest things like putting a little bit more healthy alternatives to processed foods or like with whole foods. So just know that taking action is very important as we're moving forward in this life, because there's a lot of options out there. Do not give yourself enough time to give you so many reasons why you shouldn't be doing it in the positive way, right? Like habit creation, like creating habits to sleep early, to eat healthier, things like that. And I know we're all fearful, right? Like especially the gym example, which was brought up to my attention many days ago, that, there's no perfect workout. There's no like perfect regimen for you. You are a unique person. And sometimes you just have to go there and learn, go to the gym or like take a leap of faith on an exercise that you've never done before. And I know it does feel uncomfortable at first, but just know that, these things build up. And as you continue to do them, it will feel normal. And, we're not all about complacency here. We're all about growing, right? We're all about growing and taking action. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful week. It's been a great time talking to you. And I hope you love being here as much as I do. Thank you guys for tuning in. If this was helpful in any sort of way, I tripped up a lot in this episode. Sorry. It's just really late. I gotta stop doing this. But if you think this is helpful, hopefully you can share it to someone that really needs to hear this, that they are important, that they are loved, because that is exactly what this podcast was constructed around, providing that community effort of reminding others that they're not alone in this journey of life, in their own journey of life, right? They, if you want to go far, you have to go together. You can go fast alone, but if you want to go far, we're all in this together. As they said in High School Musical, circa 2005. Great movie. Great movie and series and franchise. Anyways, it's been great talking to you all. I hope you have a blessed week, and it's going to be a great time for all of us. And hoping and praying for the best. High five, my friend. That's me high-fiving myself. Also high-fiving you. All right, guys. Well, it's been a great time. Until next week, we will see each other. Hang in there. You are strong. You are capable. You're loved. You're loved. Yep. Oh, my God. Hit the mic. All right, everyone. Well, I'll catch you on the flippity flap. Goodbye.
Yeah. Baby. Why you always smoke a J, but like some watch a man and make him through the pad I'm trying to play. The Super Smash.